This is Strawberry Manor. That's in Philadelphia. There was these two sisters, and one of them inherited a home. The other did not like that the one inherited the home. Sherry Jackson is the one that inherited the home. Fayette Newell is the one that did not, and she did not like it. So word on the street became that she was going to burn the house down with her sister in it. And she made good on her word. Sherry Jackson was in that house. Her great niece was in that house. Sherry's daughter was in that house, who was 8 months pregnant. And Sherry's two grandchildren, the daughter's children, were in that house. Sherry no longer has a daughter. Sherry no longer has two grandchildren and a possible. Because Fayette did not allow wisdom to lead her and to guard her and to converse with her. Wisdom will lead you and guard you and converse with you if you allow it. Mental health is a real thing. We don't know if they had mental health issues. But I say on this platform, if you can't do it alone, you should go get help. But if we are fighting with our mental health, that is still not an excuse for violence. It's never going to be an excuse for violence. Inflicting harm on oneself is something different than inflicting harm on people. Yes, you will hurt the people around you if you decide that you cannot, in your mental health, you cannot take life anymore. I talked about Young Noble. He was an outlaw, a member of the group Outlaws. They did music. They did their own music, but I remember them from Tupac. And he took his life. His very last post on Instagram was one encouraging others. So even in his most desperate place, he was encouraging other people. His harm was to himself. Did it take his family out? Probably. But he didn't go out there and hurt anybody else while dealing with his mental health. It does not give you an excuse. We would want that you wouldn't hurt yourself. I told my people, like, it crushes me when I know that people can't take it anymore, because I understand about mental health. I understand about living a hard life, and I know people have lived a life harder than mine, but I've lived a life hard enough for people to tell me I need to write a book. I will say that. It crushes me, but I definitely understand the concept. That's hopelessness. And while the Most High does not want us to be hopeless, that would be the same thing with not giving us the spirit of fear. These are God's desires for us, because God knows that we get to these. God knows that we fear. God let us know, I didn't give you that spirit because I don't want you to keep it. I didn't give you the spirit of hopelessness because I don't want you to feel that way, but not because you ain't going to. No. No. People feel hopeless on a regular. So I can imagine maybe Fayette had a hopeless feeling. Maybe she was just angry. Or whatever the feeling, you brought all of that feeling that you had for your sister. Was a house worth it? Like taking your niece out? Taking your great nephew and niece out? I think it was a boy and a girl. Taking another potential nephew and niece, because Sherry made it. And she had her great niece in her arms. She jumped out the second story window. And they lived. Now she got to go on without her daughter. And I don't know what her feelings were about her sister. But her sister, they don't have the opportunity to be in life anymore, because Fayette is locked up. They might not let her out. So we have to think about how we're being led and how we're being guarded. Allow wisdom to lead us and guard us and converse with us. Go get help if you cannot do this on your own. She ain't gonna never have a house now. I guess her thought process was, if I can't have it, then you can't have it. But golly, you have that much angst in your heart for your sister. She said you were gonna burn it down with her in it, which in my mind made me feel like you hated your sister. Your family, period. I find that hard to have compassion. And God be having to deal with me because there was babies in the house. It had nothing to do with it. Nobody had anything to do with your feelings. That is why God wants us to have self-control. That is why feelings and emotions have to be placed in check. That is what the helpful self-examination is. So that we are not consumed by the way we feel. So that we are not consumed with being overly emotional.